Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, world, nation, whoever's out there listening to me talk. Um, Hope you're having a wonderful day. I was sitting here thinking about something that somebody in my inner circle had brought to my attention recently, and that was, that Jeff Bezos gets asked this question all the time, and it's centered around. What do you think is going to be the biggest disruptor in the next 10 years? What's going to change? And I think what my colleague mentioned in regards to his response was genius. He said, I get asked that question all the time. I think a better question is, what is not going to change? And I think that's awesome. I think that's a great way for us to think and to start thinking. And for me, I think one of the things, if you really think about it, and there's a million things that aren't going to change, a million things that are going to change. But for me, I think one of the things that's going to change, that is not going to change is conveniency. People's want of conveniencies in general, whether it's your personal life or you're in a business or an organization setting, people love conveniency. That's why we're all on our phones all the time. We prefer to check email on our phones rather than on a computer. It's just easier. And so I'd love to get this conversation swirling, get more comments and feedback so I can learn, everybody else can learn, hear everybody else's opinions. But for me, I think, if you're a startup, if you're somebody who's entrepreneurial in your thinking, if you're, somebody who holds down a 9-to-5 job, doesn't matter. If you're thinking about emerging technologies and the way things have changed over the last 10 years and how things are going to change in the next 10 years, and you're wondering, what's going to change, I want to ask the question of what's not going to change. And for me, one great answer is just our, as a person, as a human being, our want and desire to have things be really, really convenient. And so if you start thinking about it in your everyday life, what you do at work, all of the things that have come about, all the new products and services that have been dropped in our laps have all been centered around making our lives more convenient. And so when Jeff Bezos answered that question of what's going to change in the next 10 years, what's going to be the biggest disruptor, I think figuring out, kind of reverse engineering that and thinking, what's actually not going to change, right? So as Facebook has come along, iPhones and smartphones have come along, and augmented reality and all of this stuff that's emerged as of late. Think back to everything that's been created before and what it's been based on, right? It's either solving a need, a problem, but it's all been based and centered around making our lives easier, more efficient, whatever the case may be. So I'd love to get some feedback, put this video out there for LinkedIn, Twitter, the whole social community. Everybody comment and give some feedback. Let's have some good collective debates and conversations around this.